please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and leave us a comment down below.
Alright, so this is how y'all's is gonna come when it comes new. This line's gonna just be coming out of the back, going to nothing. Your power cable is gonna be, the newer one is gonna be this dryer plug. The other one is gonna be the twist lock that I showed y'all before. Now for me, I just bought a 25-foot extension cord for the twist lock, which was almost $100. So I'm going to take this case apart and I'm going to swap this cable to the other machine and swap that cable to this machine. Now, depending on how your shop is wired, is going to depend on what you want for a plug. If you buy the new machine, this is the plug you're going to get. So I would recommend somehow adapting this to whatever plug you have in your shop. Or, you know, you can change out the plug like I'm going to do, or you can just buy an adapter. However you want to do it. But that's what I'm going to do now, is open this case up. You can see I've already started taking one of the screws out right here. So I'm going to open this case up and swap that out. All right, so here's what it looks like open. Here's the cable that comes in. You got a ground clamp up here. And pop this off of the power cable, black on the bottom. Okay, maybe. Get a screwdriver. Now, be careful inside these machines. They have capacitors. Capacitors stay charged even when they're unplugged. So, be careful not to be touching this stuff. Okay, so black on the bottom. Then we got white. It's on the bottom on the other side. Take that off. Take our ground clamp off. Alright. That's being held on by a zip tie right there. It's not going to fit through there, so pop that off. Alright. And then we're going to run this cable right on out of here. Then we'll grab cable from my other one and we'll put it on. Alright, here's the inside of my other machine. They do have some differences going on here. But anyway, here's my plug coming in. It comes in on this side, on this one at the bottom, and then goes up from there. If you can see right there, the brown goes into the red, and the blue is going into a black right there. They're soldered to different wires. So when you go over and look at the switch, you won't be looking for the brown and the blue, just so you know. Now, I don't see, okay, here's the ground on this one going to here. So we need to take those 3 wires loose and swap them over. And those wires are gonna be also going to the bottom 2 on the switch on each side. Okay, so this is a 220 power cord. I've already ran it through, tightened it up here, ran it and plugged it in here. Now with this being a 220 power cord, each leg of this is 110 volts, which means these wires are realistically the same. So it doesn't matter which side you plug them into on the power switch. All that's going to do is switch this power to these wires, giving the machine power. Now, you can tell this ground wire on my other plug is shorter because it was grounded right here on the other machine. There's still a screw there. It's still metal. It still goes all the way up to the case. In fact, it even screws into the bar that they are using to ground on. The only difference is this is not painted and this is. So I'm going to take this screw loose right here. I'm going to grind a little bit of paint off so that it gets a good ground, and then I'm going to plug it in right here instead of trying to somehow, you know, make it work up there. And then we'll zip tie all this stuff back up, make it nice and neat. All right, so this post down here is not metal. So what I did for the time being, so I can just at least make sure this works before I go doing any kind of customization, because, you know, once you do that, it's yours. There is no warranty anymore, which really it's been replaced under warranty once, so probably not any warranty anyway. Anyway, what I did is I bought some more slack in here, went ahead and put my ground to the other grounds up here where it is on this one. I'm just gonna leave this stuff nice and neat like that for right now. I'm not even gonna tighten that down. I'm gonna finish putting the rest of the machine together. I'll probably just put, you know, a couple screws back in the case just to hold it on there, and then we'll test it and see if it works. If it does, then we'll come back and clean all this up. All right, for your filter, regulator, separator, this is what they give you. You got an in. This one's gonna go to here, which goes to the pressure gauge up front, and then you got an out. And this is the fitting they give you to go to the pressure gauge that'll plug into the orange line. And it's already got some sealant on it. In my experience with the last one, I needed more, so I'm going to put more. They give you a hose barb to go on the in, to go in the in port. I'm sorry, it's going to go in the out port. So you'll put the hose barb in the out port, okay? And then they give you a quick connect male to go here on the in port. That way you can quick connect your female air hose to that. Now, if you're going to have it to where it's hard to get to in the back, I would say use another hose barb like this, put it in your end port, put you a small section of hose on there, and then put you a quick connect male on that. That's how I have my other one wired, or plumbed, I should say. The main reason for that is because on that machine, I have to switch from air to argon, or vice versa. On this, you have two different inlets. You'll never have to switch it. But if you don't leave your air hooked up to it, which I don't because I use my air lines for other things and I don't have a dedicated line for this, then you're going to want to connect it and disconnect it. Now, if that's no issue for you and you can do that on the back of the machine, wherever you put it on your cart or whatever, then that's fine. But if it's, to me, it just makes it easier to put a small section of hose on there and put the fitting on there. Like I did on my other one, as you can see here. Makes it real easy. This is like 5 foot, so I can move this thing around anywhere. Super easy to plug in. It just drapes over the top of my argon tank and just makes life easy. So that's the way I'm going to do this one as well. Get started here. They do provide you with some Teflon tape. Very cheap Chinese Teflon tape. This stuff ain't no good. All that means is you just put more on it. Make sure you pull it nice and tight as you go. That's going to screw in here. And I'll grab a wrench and we'll tighten that up. All right, we got that tightened up. That was a 9/16 wrench. Now we're going to take these plugs out as well, in and out. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to see if I have another one of these, because I want to do the same idea I had on the other one. And put a hose barb on each side. Make sure you always put your Teflon tape in the direction of the threads. Typically only use 1 to 2 wraps, but this stuff is so thin, 3 to 4 wraps. Get that 9/16 wrench back. All right, I don't have another hose barb fitting like this one right now. So for right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and plumb it the way they've got it and put the male quick connect right here. Okay, I just want to point out on the old model, if you get the old model, it comes with 2 of these because they didn't have the quick release on the old model. Everybody was doing this, so I guess they picked it up and started sending them out that way. Anyway, we got all our fittings put on. We're going to take this retainer nut off. Take these nuts here off. And the washer. And we're going to put the mounting bracket on here. Wonder if those are the same size as the nuts on the case. Of course not. We'll get us a wrench and tighten that down, but this is going to go up through here. Put the retainer nut back on there. And tighten it down. Alright, now all we got to do is tighten these 2 nuts down. We just put on the mounting bracket. This is simply going to plug right in here. Alright, so this is the air hose that comes with it, and they send you these little hose clamps as well. You're going to take that, plug it right into here, put your hose clamp on there, tighten that down. Okay, and then what we're going to do is loop this around, find about how much hose we want. We don't want a whole heck of a lot. We don't need a whole heck of a lot. Get a mark for that. Cut it. They give you plenty of hose. Okay. Take another one of the hose clamps they give us. We'll put it, slide it up on there, and slide this on where it says air in. Okay. Slide your hose clamp up, and let's tighten that one down. Alright, now I want y'all to remember, guys, the only reason I swapped this power cable out is because that's what my original machine had. I wired my shop specifically, a specific outlet specifically for this, with this twist lock connector. And, you know, the new one came with a different plug. So, you know, and I had already bought like $100 extension cord for this machine, for this plug. So that's why I did the, you know, changed out the cord. Y'all don't need to do that unless you can't make yours work with an adapter or something. Okay, so anyway, we've got everything plugged in. All you'll do is you'll take your female air hose and plug it right into here, and you'll have air for the plasma. You take your argon gas line, plug it right into here. They provide you with another hose clamp to put over that and tighten down on that barb. And then you'll have your gas for your TIG. So now what we'll do is we'll put this case back together just a little bit, and we'll try and fire this thing up, see what happens. It's the plasma gun I was telling you all about. This is the old one. This is the new one. That's definitely an upgrade. Not saying that there's anything wrong with this one. Just this one's nicer. So I'm gonna swap those out and use the new one. All right, for right now, we've just got the argon going straight into the back like this. Now I'm going to create a hose like I showed y'all with a quick connect on it for both the argon and for the air up here. It's got the quick connect, but I'm going to put it on a big hose. So I'll do that later, but right now I just want to plug this in. It's not the right size hose, that's why it's not all the way up on there. That's as far as I can get it, and then I clamp the crap out of it. Basically all I want to do is just make sure that this machine will TIG. Alright guys, I've plugged it in. Got the air pressure set. I've got all my settings. Got everything plugged in. I got to plug my ground in and clamp it to whatever I'm going to cut. And I got my lead out there. So let me get the ground clamp plugged in and find something to cut. We're going to find out if this thing works or not. I'm sorry, this machine might be a little complicated if you've never run one of these before. I've got my ground clamp under positive. When you use this machine, your ground clamp is always going to be under positive. All right, here we go. First time using this machine. As soon as I hit the button, it should start spraying air. And then once I touch this to the metal, it should start cutting. Here we go. I'm gonna take a shot at TIG on this. Well, there you have it. Thing works great.